Am I wrong for telling my brother's now ex-fiance the truth of why my parents don't talk to him, which resulted in their breakup? My parents haven't spoken to my brother in over a decade. This is their choice. They have essentially disowned him. There are multiple reasons that they did this and have refused to speak to him, but there is one massive incident they have not gotten over. My parents saved up a large amount of money that was supposed to be split between my brother, my sister, and me for our college fund. At the time he was supposed to go to college 10 years ago, his share was a little over $60K. My brother faked an acceptance letter and used that to access the money with full understanding that this was for his college education. He somehow convinced my parents to give him full access to the money as a lump sum. He then used it to invest in a friend's get-rich-quick pyramid scheme business that went under in less than a year. When my parents learned that, I can't believe people still do that. When my parents learned that he didn't even apply to any college and lied to get the money, they cut him off. Over the years, he's gotten involved in other schemes and still owes his ex-best friend $35K in debt from gambling and alt crypto coins. All these things have just convinced my parents he's a reckless manipulator, and they essentially pretend he just doesn't exist. My brother has been trying to put his life together the past year or so. He met his now ex-fiancée sometime during the pandemic, and they got engaged 3 months ago after they found out she was pregnant. I've met her a few times but don't know her very well. My sister and I still talk to our brother occasionally, but we're not close. A few weeks ago, my brother's ex-fiancée called and asked if I would clarify a few things about our parents. She said she wanted to test the waters to see if she was going to reach out to see if they wanted to have a relationship with their grandchild. I have a suspicion, though, that she wasn't buying the lie my brother was telling her about the relationship. My brother told his ex-fiancée that my parents had cut him off because he had dropped out of college. She didn't know he actually never went to college and about the money he stole. I corrected that and told her the truth. I knew I kicked the hornet's nest because she ended the conversation quickly after. I also made the mistake of telling my mom about this conversation because she found my brother's ex-fiancée on Instagram and started talking to her there. After I told her, she pretty much gave her every reason to break up with him, and she took her advice and did. I was conflicted until last night when my brother called me up, furious and screaming. Ex-fiancée has been ghosting my brother since she broke up. And last night, she revealed she had an abortion and told him never to talk to her again. He sounded like he was going off the rails again, and I had to hang up and block his number because of how mad he was. I talked to my sister, and despite not liking him that much, she told me that this was beyond acceptable on my part. I feel responsible in a way now and don't know what to think about my actions now. Well, you did tell him his whole entire past and business to his fiancée, causing him a breakup between him and his fiancée. The engagement is now off. They're not going to get married, and he's not going to have a baby because the baby has gone back to heaven. So I think OP, you just might be at fault here. I don't know though. What do you guys think? Am I wrong for getting into an argument with my boyfriend for defending his serial cheating colleague? I really want to know if my actions are wrong from this argument, so I need your help. Me, 24 female, and my boyfriend, 24 male, have been in a relationship for the past 5 years, with 3 years as long distance, so FaceTime and online dates are the only means of communication for us at the moment. People date and get engaged to people they've actually never seen in real life, so I don't think that's bad. Anyways, so we were casually sharing our day-to-day activities, and it was his time to share on his day. There's a coworker of my boyfriend, let's call him Ben. Ben has been in a kind of relationship with a woman with one kid, let's call the woman Betty. Some background on their relationship. Betty is married but separated from their previous husband, dad of Betty's kids, and they haven't applied for divorce. Soon-to-be ex-hubby threw him out of his house, and she was on the verge of being homeless. Ben and Betty knew each other from their childhood, so as a support, Ben asked Betty to live with him. He wanted someone to look after his house and his dog, so he took this as an opportunity to help her financially and benefit his side too. So the thing is, they are intimate frequently. He considers this arrangement as a situationship, but she considers this as a relationship. Now the thing is, Ben's a serial cheater. He disgustingly objectifies women, so my opinion might be kind of based. So Ben had a relationship which lasted 1 week. On the third day, the girl says she's been married for 1 year. So basically, this woman is cheating on her husband with Ben. Now here comes the problem. My boyfriend said I can't believe that woman is cheating when she's married. I asked what he meant by that, and my boyfriend implied that as the woman is married, her level of cheating is more serious than the scale of cheating Ben's doing to Betty. That got me mad. I said both of them cheated on their significant others, so both of them are on the same level of serious cheating. Now, I don't tolerate cheating in any way, so that may be why I got triggered. He kept on trying to justify Ben's action by saying Ben is helping Betty in her time of need, providing for her, and giving her a place to sleep. I said Betty thinks this is a serious relationship, and Ben has not made it clear to Betty that they're in a situationship. I continue that Ben is using Betty for intimacy and household duties when she's vulnerable in a time of need, which is completely taking advantage of Betty, while cheating on the other side for his pleasure. Boyfriend seems to not get my point and thinks cheating after marriage is not as serious as cheating before marriage. All I'ma say is birds of a feather flock together. That's all I'ma say. OP, you better sleep with one eye open. One eye open. And on top of that, they're what would she say? They do long distance. Yeah, that's not your man. Trigger warning on this one. It involves assault. I married a rapist. What the F do I do now? My husband's son showed up 3 days ago. My husband sent him away, and he came back a few hours later when my husband was gone. He asked me to hear him out. I did. He has the genetic test to prove it. My husband did one few years ago. He's adopted. It made sense. Apparently, he's his son. Pinged on the system. Fine, whatever. He told me he wanted to know what kind of monster I'd marry. His mom was 17 when he was born. My husband was 26. He is older, and I've always told people he's not like that, Not some creep. We just connected. I asked my husband about it, and he said he didn't know how old she was at the time. Dipped and moved away whenever she came clean. Left her with their baby. His son and I are still in contact, and he's insisting his mom was raped. I don't want to say that word, y'all. They're going to prosecute now. There's more evidence. I don't know if he means violent rape or if it's just because she was underage. I feel so sick. I know what he did was wrong, but it could have been an accident, right? Genuinely didn't know her age or something. I haven't spoken to him properly since the day his son visited. What do you even say in this situation? I feel so bad for OP because honestly, what do you say in this situation? Like, that is very, very crazy thing. Imagine you're just chilling, you're living your life, and then boom, you find out. Oh my God, I don't know if I read this story yet. I think I did. There was a story of a woman who found out that, like, when she got married to her husband, they had a baby a year into their, like, marriage and her having a baby and everything. That apparently her husband used to work in a morgue, and he used to, like, assault, and yeah, I know I'm talking about, like, assault, rape, technically, the dead female bodies. And because he had some sort of sickness or something, they found it in her. And when she went to the doctor was like, well, why would you have this disease? It was like one of the sexually transmitted diseases, necrophilia or something like that. No, necrophilia is the act of sleeping with the dead. She had something. I don't know. She had some sort of disease or something. And the doctor was like, oh, you have a disease. And is it possible that you're doing necrophilia and that you work in a morgue? She's talking about, I don't work in a morgue, but my husband does. Anyways, long story short, come to find out that her husband has been working in the morgue for like years before they even met and after they met. And he has been assaulting dead female workers the whole entire time he's been working there. The whole entire time. There was also like a story I heard, like I think I read it on Facebook a while back of a woman who also has some sort of disease, some sexually transmitted disease, and when she went to the doctor told her that you must what do you do exactly? What is it that you're doing? Because there's no way you can have this without doing the dead. Apparently her boyfriend, whom she went on a couple of dates, or whom she was dating for like a short period of time, was also working in the morgue doing that. Like, that's so disgusting. People have such horrifying past. They have such horrifying activities that they were doing before they met you. Like, imagine someone telling you, oh yeah, your husband did X, Y, and Z, and now your life is ruined. Because why? Because someone wanted to do some disgusting deed. And they're 26 and 17 is crazy. I don't know what no one says. That's crazy.